Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look of the model kit of Soundwave and Ravage from the movie of uh, Bumblebee by Trumpeter. Trumpeter is a Chinese company. They have been making model kits of military vehicles from the China People Liberation Army since like the mid 90s. It's not a new company. The quality I think is quite good. In my opinion, is better than the quality from the model kits from the Frame Toys Furai model Transformers. The plastic quality is much more better, at least compared to the early kits from Frame Toys Furai model. One thing very impressive about this kit is that there's no the stickers. Everything is printed on the runner. There's not a single sticker. The red refracted eyes, the tiny Decepticon insignia, everything comes print. That's very impressive considering the size of this thing. The building experience of this is very similar to entry grade. You're not required to use any tool like nippers. You can remove the pieces from the runners with your hand. I did find a bit painful to do that. The plastic is quite hard. I think it's harder than the plastic that Bandai use, and there's some sharp edges. So I think it's much better to use nippers. You get also like a much cleaner result and nicer building experience. And it took me around like an hour to finish it. One advantage that this model kit has over the Studio series and the Core Crash Revenge is because it doesn't have to transform. The Core Crash Revenge, because it has to transform into a tiny cassette to fit into the chest of Soundwave, so when you transform into the Panther mode, it looks really tiny in comparison to Soundwave, and I think this looks much better when you put them together. Here you have the side comparison. You can see how Soundwave is 11 centimeters and is slightly smaller than the high-grade Gundam. Now into the articulations. There's a ball joint here, and there's another one. There's another articulation here. So I guess you can even put it this way. And this just moves. The head also moves 360. I mean, it hits a little bit, but you force it, you can rotate it 360. The shoulder also can rotate completely, and it can move to the front and back. The shoulder armor can rise. So this one is pretty limited. It hits here is like less than 90 degrees. You had one more rotation here. Another 360, and they had the ball joints, and the hand is just a ball joint, which is super hard to remove and change hands. And then you have another rotation here, but this one actually hits, so you cannot do 360 here. You cannot really like bend to the front or the back. Here there's nothing, just one axis rotation. The skirt armor can move just a tiny bit, and here you can actually rise. So you rise the legs, doesn't hit. The legs can open, and they can also rotate. Not completely, but they can always start to do that. So you can open them like this way, but they will just come out. So they can open quite a lot. You have here 2 points, 2 points of joint but it cannot bend completely underneath. It's a little bit limit, and there's one more articulation. Actually, here is they can move this way, and also can move a little bit to the sides. The chest that can open, and you can remove the cassette. And on this one you have the head can actually rotate completely. And the mount is just, this is one single piece, so you cannot really close the mount. You cannot move the jaw, sadly. So the legs, they cannot rotate. It's just a ball joint. There's 1 point. There's another 2 points. There's 3 points and articulation. And you can also move the laser gun that has on the leg. Bronze has one less, just has 1 and 2. And there's one more here. The tail can also move. I'm not sure you're supposed to do that. Yeah, so this is definitely recommended if you can get it around like 20 or 25. 25, I'm not sure if I would put a trigger. I mean, you can get something bigger at that price, but it's a very easy build, even if you're like beginner and like model kits. It's a very easy build. Yeah, I think it's highly recommended. I'm gonna get the start screen, I think. Well, I think that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Have a nice day.